Today, you are witnesses that I have bought from their own. Good afternoon, Commissioner Brooks.
Good afternoon, Miss Johnny. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Beautiful day today, wasn't it?
It was. I barely got a chance to stick my head out in it. We had commissioners' court meeting all day long.
Hi, everybody.
Hi there.
How are you doing, Judy?
Hi, Judy.
Hi. I agree. It was a very nice day.
Yes.
Hey, Susie.
I'm trying to find the agenda. This thing stacks everything on top of everything else, and it's like swimming.
Good luck, Judy.
Thank you.
That's why I have to print all my stuff so I can have it right in front of me.
Ah. It's still trying. Let's see what I got here. Oh. That's not it. Well, I had it open earlier, but it's not opening now.
Pretty much what we had last week.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't get it open, so somebody else is going to have to do motions. Not that I'm the only one that can, but I can't get to any of them. Fiddlesticks. It hates me. Oh, wait.
All right, it's 6:30. Hey.
Good evening, everybody. Give us just a minute. We're dealing with some lovely technical issues. Give us just 1 second.
Technical issue too.
Well, everybody got all the Christmas shopping done?
That's a joke, right?
No.
My granddaughters both made their list, so.
Oh. I've
That's
got
some kind of joke.
most of mine. There's a few of them that have to have gift cards, but you know, when they get older, it's kind of like, can you just give us money?
Yeah.
Well, my daughter's birthday was on the 1st, so we got together and stuff. What she got for her birthday, I had got for her for Christmas.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
So now I got to take it back.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Everybody ready to begin?
yes.
Yes.
I'll call the meeting to order. If everybody please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, sorry, Kat.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag of the United States of America.
to the republic for which it stands,
Stands
one nation, under God,
under God
indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to jump straight to the demonstration. We have Commissioner Brooks virtually, and Roderick Miles is here. I just want to make sure he was aware of that. So we have Rodney Woods from Trinity Metro to start our presentation.
Are we sure?
There you go.
Yep, there it goes. All right. Yes, it's going to be a good day. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you. My name is Rodney Woods. I'm the Trinity Metro's Emerging Mobility Manager. Also online with me, I also have Wayne Gensler. He is the Vice President and CAO of Bus and Paratransit. He's also online with us today as we just go over a few of the transit options that we want to present to Everman. And so I'm gonna go directly into this because I don't want to waste your time, and I want you guys to get to your meeting and get out of here as fast as you can and as normally as you can. So what I want to do is I want to start with the background. All this started through the great help of Tarrant County Commissioner Roy Brooks. This project was selected as part of the CMAQ, or the Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality Program, as funding to help cities that do not have any type of transit program and help those cities. And that included Forest Hill, Crowley, Everman, and other cities that fit that category. So through this, and
if you would like, if you're comfortable with it, if you want to slide your mask down while you talk,
Oh.
if that'll help.
Yeah, that.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, good. I sound like myself. Sorry. So through this, the total funding for this project was $1 million over 2 years, split between the 3 cities equally at that time that was identified for this project, which again was Forest Hill, Everman, and Crowley. So as of to date, this slide here represents, these are the funds that have been spent to date. Forest Hill has spent their portion of this funding and has used it completely. Everman, as we know, we haven't done anything with you guys as of yet. And so your funding is completely out there, or grant funding. And then Crowley has now joined into our services, zip zone services, the alternative or as a way to provide transit services for their people and their citizens. And they just started with us earlier this year, right as the pandemic began. So with that, I like to talk about some of the options that we have versus, I know everyone knows Trinity Metro as the big bus company. We have TexRail, we have all these other type of services. But one of the newest services that we're providing to each community is as we look and see how the dynamics of it works, is we also have zip zones. So with that, hopefully this works. We're going to find out here in a moment. I have a link to a quick video that discusses zip zone, and then we'll go more further with it. Does it come in? Nope, it doesn't. Oh, didn't work.
Doesn't look like the video is going to work.
No, it doesn't work. Okay, well, we tried. So I was going to show a quick video.
If you can send me that link, I'll make sure to disseminate that so they can watch it.
Okay, no problem. Get back to the slide deck. So what is Zip Zone? Zip Zone is an innovative ride sharing solution that we use. It uses branded vehicles for pickup and transportation of our citizens. And that's the video, sorry. Sorry, just popped up. As I mentioned, it's used as a transportation service or device to move citizens. And what I want to point out is it's not just used as a pickup point for regulatory citizens. We also pick up citizens that are ADA or in wheelchairs or have some other kind of disability. So we are able to handle them also. So it's another mechanism that we use for that. But overall, it's a convenient on-demand system. It's used as someone needs it. So you don't have to worry about a particular bus schedule or train schedule and meet that demand every 15, 20 minutes or whatever that schedule may be. You simply open your app, call for your service, similar to a Uber or a Lyft, and it comes picks you up. The difference is, of course, it's with us, it's a branded vehicle, and we only have one rate. We don't do adjustment rates. It's one price for all of our services. Cut that off. So as we talked about fares, and one of the things that's been interesting is we've been evolving in our zip zone methodology, is that we're, as of January of this upcoming January the 10th, when we do our updated fare structures, we're now incorporating Zip Zone as a mechanism for our day passes and fare structure. Meaning, if you purchase a ticket on a Zip Zone, you can transfer to a bus, you can transfer to one of our trains, and it's at no cost. It's the same price for all. So it makes it more simpler for the citizens and the public, and it also helps to reduce the cost overall. So again, how do you use Zip Zone? You download it. It's on all the major venues for downloading apps. We have it on Apple Pay. We have it on Google Pay. It's done that mechanism. One of the things we're also looking at in the future that you'll see is we're teaming up and we're revamping our Go Pass. So in the future, it'll be a one-stop shop where you can buy your tickets, train tickets, bus tickets, or even Zip Zone tickets all in one venue. Currently, right now, it's a separate venue, but we will have that in the future as we do our updates with Go Pass. So as I mentioned before, here's a couple of screenshots of how it looks. If you're at a location, you just confirm the location of where you're at. You request your ride, and
I think the share stopped.
uh-oh,
Did you back out of the share by chance?
nope. Ooh, did I? I'm sorry. Technical difficulties.
Gotta love technology.
Now I don't know what happened.
Are you still in the Zoom?
Uh,
I think you closed out of the Zoom.
did I?
You can join with that if you want.
Oh.
Were you using that camera? Okay. It's hard to tell from here.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
All right, join them.
Yep, and there's a share screen and you should be good.
Yeah.
Should be this screen.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm sorry, we're back. So I'll move back. As I talked about before, when you download the app, the first thing it's going to do is, it's going to ask you your pertinent information on how you want to do your payment and so forth. Once you've established your payment, credit card, PayPal, iPay, it has all those mechanisms. You're able to, and you're ready for your ride. You confirm your ride just like you would if it was an Uber or Lyft. It comes, it picks you up. It'll give you a time of pickup, an estimated time of pickup. It gives you information on your driver, so it's a little bit more secure because you know who your driver is, where he's going to be. Again, it's a branded vehicle, and it even gives you the vehicle's information, so to make sure that you're on the right vehicle. And as I mentioned before, Zip Zone, it is a shared ride service, so that's one of the things that makes it a little bit different from some of the other services that are out there, meaning you may have one or two people that it picks up along the ride that shares that. Similar to if you were in the bus, we pick up many people on buses and transport you to wherever the location that you want to go to. But again, it's more convenient because it's on demand and it's as you like it right then and there. So with that, one of the things that we've seen, and as everyone's seen is, with COVID-19 and the pandemic, we've had to do some minor changes, not only within Zip Zone, but we also have done it with our bus and our rail. We've reduced the number of passengers allowed within our buses. We've done all kinds of things. One of the things that we've done for in Zip Zones is, we're always safeguarding the health and well-being of our passengers and employees, but we put in place a couple other things that will help ease. It eases the mind and makes people have a more comfortable ride. So some of the things that we've done, because again, it is a shared responsibility, is we have reduced the number of people that can ride at one time. Our vans in the non-pre-COVID world, we were able to hold around 6 passengers at any given time. We've reduced that. So right now it holds between 2 to 3 passengers, depends on the van. If it's an ADA compliant van, which I have listed out here to show you as a demo, then we only allow up to 2 people, and we have assigned seatings for those personnel to keep them as separated as possible. If it's a regular van, then we do up to 3 people with that same philosophy. We also have PPE that we pass out to all of our drivers, so they are protected. We do little pre-screen checks, so like you'll get a message to say, hey, do you have a fever or anything like that? So we kind of scan to make sure that people that are getting aboard have done their piece and make sure that they're not, not saying they don't have COVID, but make sure that they have been screened to the point where we're acceptable for them taking that ride. And then lastly, we do have data sharing that if something was to happen, we're able to do those contact tracings for those passengers for safety. So our proposal is, I was talking to Mayor Richardson here shortly, and we were discussing some of the things of the past. I am an Everman person. Like my parents live here and I grew up here, and Everman has changed a lot. And I must say, I am thankful for that. And I believe everyone in this administration is doing a fabulous job as it's been shown. So one of the things we were looking to do is, since this whole thing started as part of the Commissioner Brooks' assessment and helping to get that CMAQ funding, is to combine the areas, the Forest Hill, the Evermans, the Crowley areas into one. Therefore, you kind of split the cost, which reduces the cost for every city overall. That is something we were looking to do. If that is something that you would like for us to do, then we can dig in deep. I can dig in deeper with the city manager or with yourself and just get those numbers to you to see what that will cost. So, but one of the benefits is, again, you will pull the budgets all together. We can offer service Monday through Saturday, 12 hours of service. And then it gives us greater potential for everyone to go from anywhere within this city, also into the boundaries that we have in Crowley, which does include some of Burleson, and then also some of the stuff we have over there in Forest Hill. But ultimately, it gives you more connections if we were to do something to this proposal, because then we got connections into Hewlin Mall, LeGrand Plaza, Downtown Express doing the downtown Fort Worth, and those avenues. So that was one of the proposals that we have, or I've come up with that I wanted to present. Another proposal is, if we didn't want to do anything, and I know, Mindy, we've talked about some things with Forest Hill, and it was only doing a combination of the people that currently have funding under the CMAQ grant, which would be Everman and yourself, Everman and Crowley, then we would do something to this nature where we still would pull the budgets to reduce the cost overall to where, we want to keep the cost down and make sure that no city is paying anything more than what they should be paying. But basically, we try to keep it all within the proposed monies that have already been outlined under the CMAQ grant. Again, what it would do, it would pull all of these funds together. The service hours would still be the same, Monday through Saturday, 12 hours of service, and it would benefit everyone because, again, you could connect and get people to those other areas of the city that we think are really important. Specifically getting people to the hospitals over there in Hughley hospitals and some of the other shopping centers and stuff like that. And we still would be able to do those connections over to Hewlin Mall and some of the other areas within Tarrant County. So I say that because I said earlier, we talked about the expansion with Everman and how everything is here. On this map here, this shows just a quick heat map of some of the things that we've been looking at these past several months, particularly through COVID. And on here, you'll see the red dots represent the number of people that we see that we found have downloaded the ZipZone app, but haven't used it. And you see there's a lot. And they're all over the place, from Forest Hill, some here in Everman, Crowley, North Fort Worth. They're pretty much all over the place.
Is it not updating on the screen?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing that.
There you go.
Oh, there it goes. I had to hit it twice. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. But this is something that we're looking at because not only as we do these proposals, and I'm doing this proposal here for Everman, but we're also going through a system redesign for within Trinity Metro. And so we're looking at these things like this, where are people at? Where are people going? Where are people downloading and want that potential? And what we found is if we were to do something like this, ultimately what we would like to do in the future is to expand our zip zones to where they pretty much would merge into each other to make one big zone or several big giant zones to where everyone would be able to get pretty much anywhere within the Metroplex at minimum cost to anyone. So something like that, and hopefully this works. Let's see, will it work? Uh-oh. Is it still sharing?
It's still sharing. I think it's really slow for some reason.
Okay, hold on one moment. We're hoping an update. And I apologize. We didn't expect to have this much problems today. Not working.
Yeah,
Did it lock up?
it should catch up here in just a minute. If you want to talk about that
Okay.
last section, it should catch up to you.
So hopefully it'll catch up with me as we were talking about
There it goes.
earlier. Ah, there it is. Again, I'm sorry about the delay. So one of the things we're looking at just in general within Trinity Metro again is, when we take that heat map like that to see where people are that currently have the zip zone and where they're downloading and where they're going, and we're looking at, in the future, if we were to do something, to do a proposal where we would already have what we call, the Everman, Crowley, and Forest Hill zip zone, and then expand it out to a more southern part zip zone with the city of Fort Worth to basically encompass all of the southern part of Fort Worth, and then do the same thing methodology wise up to the north. And as I showed you before, we see a lot of that, and as we go through our system redesign, we're confirming those numbers as we're doing online public meetings, we're holding, we're getting information from other stakeholders and just going from there. And you probably don't see this one, but that is the last of my fiscal presentation that I have here. I can take any questions or answer anything. And I'm not for sure, Wayne, if you're still online, if there's anything that you want to add that I may have forgotten.
Yep. Thank you, Rodney, for your presentation. And thank you, Commissioner Brooks, for getting the CMAQ funds for this program. It's been something that we've been working on, trying to close this all out and get this group together. One of the things I think Rodney told you was about zip zones, but currently, just so you know, that Crowley has zip zones, as he said. They actually operate 7 hours a day versus 12 hours, and it's a split shift. So we believe this is an enhancement for all the communities. And quite frankly, I believe Forest Hill would like to join this program as well. Obviously, we all have to have a conversation with them, but our overall goal is to get a zip zone service and connect to the city of Fort Worth and be able to move people in a shared ride service program, not using big 40-foot buses or 35-foot buses going around your community, whereas most people get very comfortable. And another important thing that everybody should understand is when you use a service like VIA, and VIA is our partner in this program, they provide the services, they've developed the app. The fare is $3, just if everybody wanted to know what that is. Didn't see that, but the fare is $3 unless you buy a day pass, and then it's all inclusive on all the services that we provide. But it's very simple to use, very convenient. The folks that use it down in Crowley love it. They use it often. Those that need ADA rides call for our ADA van. So far, so good. But an expanded zone would be much better. And we believe we'll be able to provide more service to all communities. And quite frankly, that's what you really need is more service. So 12 hours a day would be great. It's not a big vehicle. It's like your normal van. I believe there's a van for those that are at the council meeting outside that they could see. And if anybody else wants to ever see the van, we'll certainly work with you to. So
We have it set up to demo that van here virtually as well. So we can take them outside on the phone and show them.
Fantastic. So we're proud of the service. We believe it'll really help people that want to get around and don't have a car or have limited access to multiple cars, and it'll get them to where they need to go to. It's not door-to-door service, but if you're making a ride request and no one else is, it will come to your door and get you. It'll drop you off. Let's say you want to go to the supermarket, at the supermarket. When you want to return, it'll pick you up at the supermarket. And then return you back. Very convenient, usually picks you up within a very short time, 8 minutes to 10 minutes or so. And the most positive thing you could know about the service is, unlike Uber and Lyft, where all kinds of background checks, drug screening, alcohol testing isn't completed on those drivers, it is with this. We receive FTA funding, and it's a requirement, and via part of the contract is required to do the same checks that we would do on any one of our bus operators. So I think all in all, a great service. It's not a huge vehicle running around your community, which some people do not like. It's branded. You'll know, your customers and citizens will know that's the vehicle I'm supposed to get on, and they'll be protected, and the drivers are trained and are efficient in doing what they do on a day-to-day basis. So that's all I have to say. And I want to thank you for letting us come here and present this. Thank you, Rodney, for going down there. And thank you, John. John's online in case he wants to say anything from VIA. And he could maybe say a word or two if he would like to. Thank you.
Oh, Wayne,
thank you.
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Rodney and Wayne. I think you guys explained it extremely well here. Our whole goal is making public mobility a much better experience and using technology to help enable that. And the services, it has an app, as they mentioned, but we also do allow phone bookings. So for folks who don't have smartphones, that's accommodated as well. So we're really trying to make sure this is public transit. It's available for everyone. And it's much more convenient because, as Wayne was mentioning, it's going to come pick you up, where you are. You're not going to have to go to it. And it's going to be taking you where you want to go, not on some fixed route or schedule. So there's a lot of flexibility, and it's been, something that we know a lot of people really enjoy using, and they tend to very much value the service that they get. And the ratings of each ride are incredible. It's typically 4.9 out of 5 stars across all the rides. It's a very, very well-liked service. And I'm happy to answer any questions about the service or VIA, or if you're interested in seeing what the app looks like, I can also show that to you as well.
I had several questions that Wayne answered most of them.
Okay.
The one I do have, and if I understood you right, it'll take you to point A to point B as long as you're in the zone.
That's correct.
If it's outside the zone, it'll take you to a bus station, or?
It can get you to the closest point. So that may be a bus station. Say, for instance, if you want to go to, let's just say Hewlett Mall, it may take you to a point where you can transfer on to the Route 6 or one of our other buses that would continue on to that journey, and vice versa, coming back.
And then get you back, and then they'd pick you up where they drop you off.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And another good point to make sure everybody understands is if you do the expanded zone that we're talking about, and the citizen of Everman wants to go to Forest Hill, they'll be able to do that.
Yeah, if it's within the zone, then there's really no transfer. They'll pick you up and they'll drop you off wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
If you want to get picked up here and go to the Walmart in Crowley, it'll do that, and vice versa, because that's all within the zone. But again, if you want to go somewhere further out, then it may require additional transfer or some other method to get you to that endpoint.
Okay.
And come January 10th, if they pay a day pass for $5, they get the ride all day long.
That's true.
Several trips, I'll put it that way.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions?
May I make some remarks?
Go for it, Commissioner Brooks.
The original idea to bring transit to the southern end of Tarrant County was that as an economic development tool. We were able to get the $1 million grant and divide it between 3 cities. Forest Hill had a different set of needs than Crowley and Everman. Forest Hill chose a fixed route bus service, which is on a schedule like every other bus service. That was not the right fit for either Crowley or Everman. Trinity Metro got creative, came up with zip zones. In my mind, this is a right size program for both Crowley and Everman. It will allow your citizens to access mass transit on an individualized basis and go from here to there. Eventually, you can get on a zip zone van in Everman, connect with the transit system in Fort Worth and go all the way out to DFW Airport if that's what you want to do. This is a good option, in my opinion, for the city of Everman. So I encourage you to kick the tires and see if you can't use that $333,000 that's sitting on the table waiting for you. See if you can't put that to good use for the economic development of the city of Everman and for the convenience of your citizens.
Anybody else have anything?
What is Everman's portion? How much are they, how much is required from Everman?
Well, that is something we'll have to go back to the tables just to make sure. But similar to Crowley, it would be very minimum. And I mean, pretty much right now, the way it looks, I believe, and as Commissioner Brooks just said, where we're looking at, and we're still working it through VIA to get the final numbers, but our goal is to utilize the money that is already out there under the CMAQ grant with, like I said, with minimum support, basically from the city to keep it on for that first year or two, however long that the CMAQ grant still has left on it. So that is our goal right now. But again, if that is something that the city would like for Trinity Metro to pursue, then by all means, I'll go back, I'll crunch those numbers with John. We'll get that information to you, and then you can make an informed decision however you want to take the city on that.
Well, Mr. Gensler, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we had our meeting a couple of weeks ago, we discussed this option about the city's contribution on this program. And we discussed that there is no contract necessary for us to enter into right now that would be long-term, and that we could use those funds on a trial basis right now and fund this project on a trial basis with those grant funds before we decided to leap off into a commitment that we weren't sure we were going to be able to afford. Is that correct?
That is a correct statement. We said we utilize those funds when those funds are exhausted. There's a decision will have to be made by the city of Everman, and that decision is to continue or not to continue. And VIA is well aware of that as well.
So what would a ballpark amount be? I know that you're still crunching numbers, et cetera. What would a ballpark amount be for 1 year to put Everman into this program?
On the first year, I'm pretty confident that it would be completely covered under the CMAQ.
I
Right?
think she's talking like, if we didn't have that, what would,
If you
what
didn't
would it
have that,
cost us out of pocket? Roughly.
I don't know. I would have to.
I mean, you depending on the number of vehicles and the number of service hours, it could be up to about maybe, let's say, around 250,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so we use the funds that, whatever this CMAQ stuff is, and then when we run out of that, the taxpayers will be picking up the rest of the tab from then on,
Or
correct?
you'll say to us, no, you're no longer having service.
Okay,
And
so
then
we
the
get
other
them
thing
used
too-
to it. We get them used to it and then we drop it.
Well, no, not necessarily. What happens is people love it so much and they don't mind then funding a portion of funding the service, and it's a service that helps the community get to places they want to go to, need to go to, helps with development, as you heard Commissioner Brooks just talk about, in connection to the overall city, which could get you all the way to, as Commissioner Brooks said, to DFW Airport. Some people really actually enjoy connecting to a station that can get you to the rail, then take the train to not only DFW, but to Grapevine. Grapevine's a kind of a neat place to visit, especially during the Christmas holidays and in non-COVID years, of course. But anyway, it just gives you another option of getting to different points of interest in the community. Even it'll easily get you connected to other modes of service to get you to the stockyards. So there's a lot of things to do. The community may like it. I can tell you what I see when we look at Zip Zone and ridership. You see super users, and those super users use it a lot. Now, I call them super users because they love the service and they use it 2 or 3 and 4 times a day. I would tend to say that if it goes well and we do it right and we're open to adjust the zones, which we're always open to do, and adjust hours, then you get a group of people that enjoy it, and it provides a service to the community that they love, and may say to you, we want to keep this. And your constituents, I believe, would tell you whether they want to keep it or not.
Ms.
Okay,
Mackey, the other thing to add to that too is we don't have any sort of study on exactly what the need is here in Everman. And I think this may be a solution to that. I think once we start this program and do it on a trial basis under this grant fund, we're going to find out how much it is utilized or not utilized. And we can utilize that information going forward when we work with Trinity Metro. Initially, in the conversations with Trinity Metro, to be transparent, it wasn't going the way that we had anticipated, and that's why we still have that money sitting there. But Trinity Metro, as Commissioner Brooks said, has stepped up and kind of put together a custom plan for us. As we find out exactly what the need is, I think we can maybe work a little bit more with Trinity Metro and develop something that's custom to Everman that'll work within our budget or something that we can afford. And there's also no saying that we can't continue to seek additional grant funding for the continuation of these types of services either. So we can certainly invest time into that route as well, and finding alternative funding sources aside from general fund or otherwise.
good, because
All
our
of that is
general
happening.
fund does not have that money. Sorry.
Or
You
you want
wanna-
to go ahead and go outside?
Yeah, do you want to demo the vehicle?
You guys will hold on. Greg's gonna broadcast it on his phone, so you guys will be able to see the vehicle.
And bear with me, we're playing with technology, so I hope this works.
Let me just say one more thing on your way out the door, that I have been steadfast in protecting the city of Everman's $333,000, because the other 2 cities want your money and waiting for you to walk away from it so they can claim it. But I am determined that your money will sit there until you make a decision as to what you want to do for your city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I think what will help Everman a lot would be advertisement. We have no advertisement around here, and a lot of our seniors and handicap don't even know that the tea is available, because I mean if I wasn't on city council, I wouldn't even know it was available. So as far as advertisement, we have none.
Ms. Allen, we'll do that for you. That's going to be part of our key to success, is advertising and doing direct marketing, and we'll do social media. We'll check every box off we can. If we can visit any homes that we need to visit, or centers that we could help talk to, especially seniors, we'd gladly go do that. We'll send our marketing team out to do that. We work with VIA with regards to that as well. Our goal is always to make this as a success.
Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can see the vehicle too.
Oh, good. So what I did is I brought out, thinking of your concerns and considering the nature and how everything is here, I brought out one of our Zip Zone vehicles. And in particular, as I mentioned before, you know, for our Zip Zone vehicles, they are branded, so every vehicle is either a Toyota Sequenta or a Mercedes Metrix vehicle. It'll be either or a combination of both, and they are branded as we listed here with Trinity Metro Zip Zone powered by VIA. And I brought out this particular vehicle because, as you were talking before, you were saying the senior centers and people with ADA that have ADA needs. As you can see here, this vehicle in particular, and we have these rarely available, is an ADA compliant vehicle, to where the back end folds down. The wheelchair is actually it's a wheelchair assisted lift that pulls the wheelchair into place and then it's popped back up. And so we're able to take anyone or transport anyone with a wheelchair or has that need. And then on top of that, we also have seating capacity. But again, during COVID, we do restrict it only when we do have one ADA compliant personnel. We only put one person up front and one person literally in the back. One of the things, as I also mentioned about with COVID, the VIA protects the driver, or protects everyone actually, and they have these barriers that they put in between the driver and the passenger also. So that is the overall vehicle. Does anyone have any questions or anything they'd like for me to go over or point out?
Oh, looks nice.
A beautiful vehicle.
Yes, it looks really, really nice.
Well, thank you. I have to say, John and his team with VIA have done a great job at this, and especially on getting the right type of vehicles that are, one, dependable, and two, they have a very great ride. This Toyota rides very smooth, as also our Mercedes Metrix vans also ride very smooth, and they're nice and pleasant on the eyes too.
Huh?
Okay, hold on.
A lot of room.
I think that's it. Okay, let's head on. Ask them, make sure. I didn't.
That's a nice picture.
Well, I guess we're just going to wait till they get back, but I'm assuming they're done with the presentation and and that we'll be leaving you. But I just wanted to say thank you for the time again. We do appreciate everything that you allowed us to present to you, and hope you give it
Like the
consideration.
handicap access on the back of that one.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, sir. All three of you.
Is there any other questions?
No.
Okay, I'd like to
Thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity to make this demonstration. And I have every confidence that you and the council will arrive at a decision that is best for Everman.
Thank you, Commissioner Brooks. I just want to get a consensus from the city council. Are we okay with Craig coming up with working with Trinity Metro staff to come up with a proposal for the city?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody good with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, Craig, everybody's on board. So if you can just try to set up the meetings where I can sit in on them, I would appreciate that.
We can do that, yes, sir.
But, all right.
Thank you, and I'll get out your hair.
Oh,
We won't be talking.
you're not out here. I'm just glad the technology worked for the most part.
A few little mistakes, but that was all right.
All right.
Thank
well,
you so much, everybody. We'll be look forward to talking to you all again. And
Thank you.
and
Have a
I'm
good
sure
evening.
Rodney and I will be involved in those conversations.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Are you out of here, Roderick? Okay. Well, it's up to you. We're just doing city business, so.
You're not going to miss much.
Okay, we're going to go back up to consent agenda, reading of minutes of previous meetings. Oh, you know what? I forgot to read my little disclaimer at the start of the meeting.
That's all right.
Okay, I better read this. Some members of city council may participate via telephone or video conference. A quorum may or may not be physically present in the city council chambers. Texas Government Code 551.127A-2. Citizens wishing to make comments should email mcparks80 at gmail.com. mcparks80@gmail.com. Citizens' comments received prior to the meeting adjourned will be read to the council. So let's drop down to consent agenda, reading of the minutes of the previous meetings. November 3rd, 2020 work session meeting, November 10th, 2020 regular meeting, November 18th, 2020 regular meeting or emergency meeting, and then our financial reports from November 2020.
I'll make a motion. We approve consent agenda A and B.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Yes, I had a couple of questions regarding some of the items that were on the that were online at the on the transparency spreadsheet. For maintenance, do we still have a maintenance fund?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I noticed that there was a charge for almost $12,000. Okay, I thought we were just doing minor stuff like oil changes and everything else was covered with up under the for the cars and trucks.
Yes.
It's the maintenance plan with Enterprise that is per vehicle that is paid out of that fund.
Okay.
You said, say that again, please.
As a part of the agreement with Enterprise with the leasing, we have a maintenance agreement with them. Those funds are what pay for the maintenance on the vehicles. That's part of that maintenance agreement with them.
Okay, so what was the $12,000 for? It was, it says it was charged to the maintenance garage.
I don't have that report right in front of me. I'll have to do some research, ma'am, and I can get back with you.
Okay, because there are other charges as well. My next question is now this is for almost $15,000, and it's charged for, it says message sign for COVID. Is that one of the items that we're going to be reimbursed for?
Yes, ma'am. That was under the CARES Act.
Okay, a blackboard, it says $5,400.
That's our CTY system, the phone CTY system.
Is it new?
No, ma'am, that's the CTY system we've had for many years. The phone calls and text messages that go out alerting the citizens to different events and notices.
Okay, I noticed that, okay, let me add, well, okay, this is something else. It's a consulting fee for $5,000. There are two of them. One is for $5,150 for the police department.
That is most likely going to, does it say Del Carmen Associates on there? By chance?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be the Del Carmen Associates. So they are the ones who conduct our racial profiling audits and compile a racial profiling report annually for the police department.
Okay, so we're charged that once a year?
Once a year, yes, ma'am. That's a once a year fee.
Okay, also there's a charge for $15,000 for software for the police department.
Yes, ma'am. That's for our crimes computer system. That is the report management software for the police department.
Okay, and one item, I believe it was charged to EDC. It's for $13,000. $13,268 for EDC for this month. It's on the expenditure summary. It's on the expenditure summary report.
That's just the month annual actual.
That's the total. Did you see that on the transparency?
No, I didn't. I did not. I don't believe.
She's talking about this, Susan.
Because that would be, yeah. That's it. But that is the total, the monthly actual total of expenditures for EDC. It's not necessarily just one transaction.
Okay, so what about the revenue summary report, the 19,000?
The same thing. That's a month actual total. So that's a combined revenue for EDC.
Okay, so all the amendments for the COVID amendments, that'll be next month?
Yes, we are wrapping up the spending of those funds. So we should have the final budget amendments next month.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Would you poll the council?
This one,
Aye.
place 2,
Aye.
place 3,
Aye.
place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
place 6,
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
We drop down to new business, consideration of possible action. Item 1, consideration and action to approve the 2021 employee benefit package as presented by Rodney Dryden of Wellspring Insurance Agency. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the 2021 employee benefit action as presented by Rodney.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Oh, yeah, yes, I had a couple of questions on that. Did that also include the fire department? Are they temporary, or how is that working?
That includes the full-time employees within the fire department. It does not include any part-time employees or volunteers within the fire department.
Okay, in the near future, possibly, would y'all possibly look into that if they don't have insurance of their own?
So not through the city, because the city would inherit that cost, and without them being full-time employees, there's no way to add them onto the insurance. However, the fire department is a member of both the Texas Commission on Fire Protection as well as the State Firemen's and Fire Marshals Association. Both those organizations give the part-time firefighters and volunteer firefighters access to discount programs that are available for them to enroll in.
Okay. Okay, my next question is, when y'all were doing the survey, did you do any cities that were as small as Everman far as the reimbursement for I guess that's how you would say it, for not having insurance?
You're talking about the stipends program, man?
Yes.
Yes. So that's where we reached that $250 figure was from like-sized cities and programs that they do. And even larger cities do about the same amount as far as the insurance opt-out stipends that would be available.
Okay, so you said there are cities that are as small as we are around us that use the stipend?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Poll the council.
Place 1,
Aye.
place 2,
Aye.
place 3,
Aye.
place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
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 motion carried.
Item 2, consideration and action to approve awarding the construction contract for Enon Avenue and Christopher Drive water system improvements to the evaluated low bid provider as recommended by the city's engineer to Gomez Brothers Construction Incorporated for a total base bid amount of $1,377,350. $1,377,354. I'll entertain a motion.
I move,
Well, go ahead.
okay, I move we approve awarding the construction contract to Gomez Brothers Construction, Inc. for a base total bid amount of $1,377,354.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
I believe we have Mr. Saunders on the line, who, Greg, I briefly informed council about this last week during the work session. I don't know if you have anything that you'd like to add, sir?
I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Starters.
Yes.
Okay. This is the job that we originally bid a month and a half ago and had to reject all the bids. And in so doing, I usually see this go the other way, but our low bid is actually lower than the ones we had to reject. So we came out pretty good on this rebid. The number is correct, and it is to Gomez Brothers. So I think your motion is fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, any other discussion?
Is there a chance that it will go over?
Oh, there's always a chance we could have change orders that drive this amount up, but I have contingencies built into this job that I don't expect to spend. I would expect this number to really come in under.
Thank you.
Even better.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
Poll the council.
Place 1,
Aye.
place 2,
Aye.
place 3,
Aye.
place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
place 6,
Aye.
here,
Aye. Item 3, consideration and action to approve awarding the construction contract for its 46-year CDBG Corey Road and Kelly Drive Water System Improvements Project to the evaluated low bid provider as recommended by the city's engineer to Atkins Brothers Equipment Company for the total base bid amount of $195,593.
Mayor, if I can make this easier, if somebody just wants to make a motion, these numbers following each item are unique numbers associated with that item.
The 21033.
21033. So if somebody just wants to make a motion to approve item number 21033, we don't have to go through all the wording. You're perfectly fine. Just got to read it one time.
Okay.
I have something to add on this one, Craig.
Okay, they're going to make a motion first, Greg. Hold on just one second.
Okay. Okay.
I'll make a motion, we approve item 21033.
I second.
Who was that? Is it Miriam?
Linda.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Go ahead, Greg.
Okay. The number down there, the 195,593, is actually our total funding that we have for this project. The bid amount that we're going to award it for is actually $137,149, no cents. That number's in my letter. The 195 is in my letter, but it's our total funding. We're not going to spend all that. So we need to change the bid amount to 137,149.00.
So that
137,149.
needs to be a motion, correct, Craig?
Hang on just a
Yeah,
second.
you'd have to amend that 21033.
Yeah, you're going to have to amend the motion because 21033 does list the 195.
Okay,
Well, let's
so-
amend it because that's $60,000.
I'll make a motion, we amend the amount to 137,149.00.
Second, if we need that.
Okay, so motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 1,
Aye.
place 2,
Aye.
place 3,
Aye.
4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
place 6,
Aye.
Aye.
motion carried.
Craig, do we have anything for executive session? Okay, so we'll drop down to item 9, city manager's report.
Just got a couple things I wanted to keep you in the loop of. First and foremost, if you haven't noticed, the library sign is fixed and repaired up and so that is done. Excited to report that. I'll let you know what the bill comes in as later.
Oh,
We are wrapping up CARES Act funding and spending. We hope to have that wrapped up by the end of this week. We do have a report due to the county by the 15th of this month. So we hope to have all those funds expended. We're working closely with Russell Schaffner down at Tarrant County to make sure that all these funds are expended all the way down to the last cent. Currently, we're getting ready to launch our first capital improvement plan meeting with the Planning and Zoning Commission coming up in the next couple of weeks. We currently have 43 submissions for projects on capital improvements. So they're going to start coming through those capital improvement project requests and ranking those and getting those compiled for a CIP plan to present to council, most likely sometime in February. Currently, we've got many projects going on for a total, we just did some math the other day, for a total of $23 million. I'm going to be sending that out with this weekly report. Don't have a heart attack. All that money is not ours.
oh,
A good portion of it comes from different fundings and other cities and cooperative agreements and things like that. So we're not spending $23 million, but it's important to know that $23 million is roughly the amount that's about to be spent in and around Everman on the infrastructure, the roadways, the improvements, the economy, the economic development. So that's a big chunk, some big change that's about to happen around here, all for the positive. So I want to make sure to highlight that, and I'll send that out with our weekly report later this week as well. City Hall is still remaining closed because of COVID-19. We're servicing everybody through the drive-through and by phone and email as best as possible, and everybody is staying safe. So that's all I have.
Okay, next thing's mayor report. And the only thing I have is, last night was the end of my chair for the Tarrant County Mayor's Council. So now I'm the past chair. So, basically a year not hard to get anything done other than dealing with COVID. So, well, they're not, I was gonna say, we don't have our COVID our exposures are.
We still have a few recovering.
Yeah, but the numbers are declining. So
yes, within staff, yes.
So, which is good news.
We've had many return to work healthy. We still have a few that are out recovering. Still no serious illnesses or hospitalizations. Everybody's taking care of themselves all right.
Okay.
Can I ask a question to Craig?
You can ask.
How are the first responders going to be in regards to the COVID vaccine?
We are not going to mandate anything as of right now. We don't know enough about the policies, procedures. We are participating in all the statewide and countywide calls regarding the vaccinations and what's going to be available to first responders. But we're kind of letting county lead the trend here, and we haven't heard anything about mandating just yet for staff. So I think we're going to take a back seat on this one and kind of let county take the lead and see what everybody else is doing before we just jump off a cliff here. I think the governor is expecting to have another statewide call. You may know this next week, I believe, on the dissemination of the vaccines that we'll be participating in. I know that they are targeting first responders and high-risk populations first. So we're just kind of in a holding pattern for right now to see exactly how much of that becomes available, especially in our area, considering the number of first responders and high-risk population in Tarrant County. So we're just kind of in a holding pattern right now. Haven't made any decisions on anything regarding vaccines yet.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Citizens comments, do we have anything? Okay, so we have no citizens comments. So with that being said, we are adjourned.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Good night, everybody.
Have a
Good
good
night.
holiday.
Everybody too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.